Welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. Pull up a bar stool and join us for a random conversation, guaranteed to make you think or your money back.
This is episode 1 of the Chris and Sam podcast, where we talk about films, projects we're working on, setting up this podcast.
Welcome, Sam.
Welcome, Chris.
So, here we go. This is the first attempt at podcast recording.
It is. This is the
Are
first.
you as excited as I am? Actually, be careful how you answer that.
Well, yeah, I am really excited because I got hold of this mixing board thing today. Finally, it's taken forever, and we've got cables running everywhere in your garage, and it's just, it's really exciting.
It actually sounds pretty good. I mean,
yeah, right now as we're recording, it sounds amazing. I feel sorry for anyone that's listening, and it's not too good.
well, hopefully it'll
I'm
translate through.
Yeah, a few Google searches later, and I'll be able to edit this properly. Hopefully.
Yeah. So anyway, I suppose we'd better explain what this is all about. So, what is the Chris and Sam podcast all about, Sam?
The Chris and Sam podcast is a podcast with myself, Sam, and Chris. For me, we've always been having random conversations about things. It could be anything and everything, and I think it's just a good idea to record it and get it out there. And we've always wanted to work on a project.
Yeah. And so we both like telling stories. And sometimes we like listening to each other's stories, but mostly we just like talking a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get a word in edgewise. So,
yeah. So anyway, so in terms of topics, we're going to be covering sort of the random stuff that happens to us day to day. Yeah. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about technology gadgets because... Yeah,
it's sort of the three, and then a bit of life. So it's like the three things we normally talk about: randomness, technology, and life. So you'll find bits and pieces throughout the podcast on that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's dive into something, shall we?
Put me on the spot. Let's go for it.
Oh, well, I'll tell you about our purchases. So Sam's just today got his mixing board, and where did you get that from?
I won't mention their name. But,
but basically it was a New Zealand company, right?
Yeah, it was a New Zealand company, and it was if they had it in stock, you'd get it overnight. If not, it normally takes 2 to 3 days from their supplier, which turned into 3 weeks plus an extra 5 days, and then they told me it doesn't exist anymore and you can't have it. But they've sent me the next model up for the exact same price, so I'm pretty happy. And
and that's good.
Eventually got my hands on it today.
And then, thankfully, before we were recording, there was a big bang on the garage door, and it was the postie, and he brought in my lamps, my light bulbs for my red heads.
You've been waiting forever for some light bulbs out of China.
God, I think that's 5 weeks to get those.
I think you keep talking about these light bulbs, and for a while there, I thought you were hallucinating.
I thought I was too. I'm like, did I really order those? I actually went back and checked. I'm like, did the order go through? Yeah, it did. So anyway, they've arrived. That's good for my filming. But we were talking about that, and I had to admit to a pretty poor choice I made recently in a purchase, a spontaneous purchase.
Yeah,
I have a little green sort of satchel thing, which is quite cool. I mean, it's a good size, I can throw my shit in it. I can even throw my laptop in it if I want to.
Yeah, it's definitely a laptop-sized satchel. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff in that.
So I saw this one online, and I thought, wow, that's cheap. And it's leather, and it looks awesome. It's got the zips and pockets and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. So I ordered it, and I bought it, and it arrived.
Yeah.
It's instead of about a foot long, it's about 4 inches long.
I think you'd be hard pressed to get a 7-inch tablet into this thing. It's pretty tiny. I don't actually know
what my makeup and a compact in.
Yeah, I think that's what it would be used for.
It is a man's handbag. It's horrible. I'm never ever going to take that outside.
I think you're going to have to put it on Trade Me. Definitely put it on Trade Me.
Anyway, so that's the recent purchase. So, tip for the listeners, I should say, is always check the size online.
Check the measurements out. Make sure if it's in inches or centimeters, and get a ruler. Because when you just look at it and there's no comparison to anything else.
I reckon it was a really small Asian guy holding it and made it look really big.
I think it was a child holding it because it's child size, this thing.
Yeah, that's true. I think I got carried away.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
So, what else? What's been new? What's been happening recently? Anything for you?
No, not really.
I've got to jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, our trailer for our short film has been released today. Finally got done. So we, as Sam knows, we're doing a Star Wars fan film. And it started out, it was going to be a short fan film. Then we decided we'd do a few episodes to sort of build it up. And so at the moment, it's 5 episodes and a short film, about 20-minute film. And it's grown and grown and grown in scope as we've been going through. We've even got a proper special effects prosthetics guy and everything now. So so that's going really well.
Yeah, I saw the trailer today. It was pretty cool, actually. It was very well done. It was great.
Yeah, so the reason we launched it today is because we're going to be at Armageddon in Auckland, and we're going to be promoting the film. We had to have something for them to see. You are looking quite concerned there, Sam. What's going on?
I'm just... I think my voice is too loud, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the screen, and it's okay. It's all new, this thing, so...
Yeah,
I'm wondering if we're 6 minutes into this thing, and I'm wondering if we should just stop and listen to some of it before we go the whole way and then realise everything's wrong.
Well,
because I can stop it and then re-edit it and cut it. So we were talking about Armageddon, and you guys are going dressed in character. Yeah,
we're in character. We're promoting the film. It should be, and I don't know. I have no idea how it'll be, how it'll come across. Yeah, I've even got my singing voice ready to draw a crowd.
Okay,
I know.
Do you sing in the movie?
No.
Oh, okay. That makes heaps of sense.
It makes no sense, but if my little subversive plan, which nobody else knows actually in the crew,
no one else probably wants to know your plan, to be honest.
Quite possibly. But if it does work, you'll hear all about it. If it doesn't work, you'll probably hear all about it.
Yeah. Either way, I'm pretty sure someone's going to be... I hope someone films us.
It will be filmed.
Yeah,
it will be filmed. So anyway, but so what else? Oh, yeah, we wanted to talk about the New Zealand Marketing Summit.
Yes. We managed to get to that. I don't know when it was.
It was probably a month ago. Roughly a month ago.
Yeah, I think it was the 11th.
Yeah, something
like that.
Okay, so yeah, we that was really cool. Do you want to explain how we got tickets there? Because we should be thanking Kevin.
Yes, we should really thank Kevin I think he's part of Conference.
Yeah,
who put it on really quickly.
Sam won an award.
Oh yeah, I won an award. I forgot all about the award. I was just going to say I got a ticket. Won the award for, I don't even know what it was for.
A Smackle Award for
which is Social Media Auckland, if you want. Social Media Club Auckland.
Yeah, and the award was for the best People's Choice, wasn't it?
People's Choice, something to do with social media, Twitter, blah, blah.
So it was for the Twitter secret.
Yeah.
You did with New Zealand Post.
Yeah, New Zealand Post now run that. I'd handed it over to them, which has been the best thing ever. They're just so good. They're really good. And I got this free award, and I emailed them and I said, look, marketing's not really my thing, but thank you so much for the award. I'm going to give this ticket to my mate Chris. He's right into marketing. So is that okay? And they came back and said, we think what you've done is amazing, so here's another ticket.
And because I was like, yes, give us that ticket. It's probably worth $100 or $200. That'd be cool. It turns out they're worth $1,500 a ticket. Or
something. About $1,350 or something. It was a bit crazy.
So I was like, woohoo. So we both went. That was awesome. There was some cool people there. Met some cool people.
There definitely was. I like the exhibitors hall. I really like that.
Yeah.
There's a few cool things there.
Yeah. The Instagram printer had a bit of fun with that.
Yeah, that's
some good photos.
Socialplayground.co.nz if you want to check that out. It's a big ass printer that prints out photos from a hashtag from Instagram, and you can hire it out for events, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, which I thought was a really good idea. I like the other button thing, the happy face, the not quite so happy face, the sad face, and a really sad face.
Yeah, it's instant information about how people are liking your event. I was explaining that to someone the other day, and they said they'd seen one somewhere in the wild.
Wow.
But they couldn't remember exactly where, and I'm not sure if we were talking about the same thing, but they said they found something with buttons with smiley faces on, so I just went with it.
Yeah, no, it was. It's the simplest thing ever. but you can see how useful it'd be as an ex-trainer and stuff like that, to have something outside of the room. As people leave, get them to rate your talk or whatever. It can be clicked to time when they search it. They can search it to time and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, that was a really good idea. But we've got to talk about that lollipop.
Well, yeah. it actually made no sense once you worked out what was going on. So we went into a big room for a talk.
For the first one, the opening
Yes,
address.
it was actually. It was opening address. And everyone was there. And on every single seat was this chocolate on a stick thing wrapped in cellophane on every single seat.
So to me, it looked like a homemade Chupa Chup. You know, it was like a big sort of.
It was massive. It was really, for what it was pretty, and it was all chocolate, and it was a dark chocolate, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah, with these wooden sticks that weren't even straight sticking out the bottom of them, and I was like,
yeah, and it was like some random
homemade.
I can't remember what the company was now. It was some random company.
Yeah,
something to do with marketing, but it didn't seem to.
Yeah, so we start listening to the speaker, Sam Chu, who was awesome, by the way, and I'm like, I'm going to have this lollipop.
Yeah, well, you were already eating yours.
I was eating mine.
You'd smashed yours back. You're like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it's such an awkward shape. It was really hard to eat. And then
it was rude looking.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, it was. and I'm tweeting sort of using the hashtag, and I think there was only like 6 people at this whole marketing thing using Twitter during the day. And I said, man, this thing takes forever to eat. And then someone else jumped in and said, yeah. And then we actually found out what it actually was. It was a hot chocolate drink. You're supposed to put the whole thing in hot milk or water or whatever, hot milk, I'm guessing, and stir it around until the chocolate dissolved. And there's 4 or 5 of us eating this thing back, like chomping it back. And I don't know how many people saw us doing that and didn't tell us.
Marketing fail. If your product is so obtuse that nobody knows how to use it properly, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, I'd never ever come across one before, ever. So I had no reference. I just thought it says homemade, weird-looking chocolate stuck to a stick. I'm going to eat it. And to be honest, it was really intense. It was so much chocolate. Yeah, never again. So if I ever see anything like that, I'll just say to everyone, does everyone know what this thing is?
Yeah, and so for everybody listening, I have actually got one upstairs. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I take a photo of it, and I'll put it on the show notes so you get an idea of what it looks like.
Check it out on the website, thechrisandsampodcast.com, if you're wondering what the website is.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
Tell them the website.
We haven't mentioned that yet.
So, so what else happened to the... the only thing I thought you thought was really, really cool was that you pointed out to me, because I was totally oblivious, was the parking system at Sky City.
Yeah, some new, I don't know, it must be new. It wasn't the last time I was there a year ago or a couple of years ago. It looks like a big ATM thing, and it says, can we help find your car? And you put in your license plate number, and then it shows you 3 photos of 3 cars, and one of them is your car. And then it tells
and you press the one that is yours.
Yeah, and it tells you how to get to it.
From that terminal.
Because they've basically got cameras photographing every parked car, and then it's doing number plate recognition on all of them, feeding it into the system, and it's creepy and handy all in one.
Totally. But that's what happens when you run a casino. You just have lots of money to spend on gadgets.
I'm amazed they even have that machine, because they really do want to keep those gamblers in there longer, because they obviously have no clock, so you can't keep track of time, and there's no windows and things like that. So you'd want someone wandering around your car park lost and then just going, stuff it, I'll go back into the casino. Wouldn't you? I don't know.
Maybe you should bring that up at the shareholders meeting.
Yeah, because I'm always going to those. Thanks. Yeah, I'm the shareholder of that little cup. You know, the plastic cups that hold the coins? Yeah, I probably own one of them.
Yeah. Right. Okay, moving on. What else have we got to talk about today, Sam?
I don't know. I haven't seen any agenda for this thing.
Well, actually, to be fair, there wasn't an agenda. We just plugged this thing in and said, will it work? And then we went, let's go with it. Let's go with it.
There is something I've heard about today. I don't know if you've been on the line much today. Have you heard about Inbox?
Inbox?
Yeah, Inbox.
No.
It's a new product that Gmail/Google/ those guys are bringing out. It's a new updated version of how to do email. you're still going to have Gmail, but now you've got this nice new thing called Inbox. And at the moment, it's invite only. I don't know if anyone's got an invite, but you can send an email to them and say, hey, give me an invite. So I did that earlier. I haven't heard from them. Yeah.
You should tweet that shit. You're big on Twitter.
That's how I found out about it.
Yeah,
I just like tweet and then retweet. And
yeah, well, you just got to say on Twitter, give me an inbox invite, somebody, please.
Yeah, there are people going around already doing that.
Yeah.
But if you've ever... it looks like it's a combination of Gmail / Mailbox. If you've ever seen Mailbox, which is a paid service, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't know who it's marketed towards or what the reason is. Like, why don't they just roll this out into Gmail? I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, the way Google tends to run these things is they run them as separate departments always to get them started. So it'll probably have it'll be its own project team, and it'll just be getting put together.
Yep. So we'll look forward to seeing what that's like.
Yeah. Actually, while we're on that subject, or rather, I'm just going to take us off topic.
Yeah.
Do you know how I can do a decent shared calendar? I can do it with Google. I'm just not sure how clunky it is. I'm getting a telemarketer to do some appointment setting for me, and I need that. Now, I know that there's a thing called Basecamp, and I know I'd rather avoid the paid-for services, and I can probably get away with Google. Do you have any ideas? Have you come across anything, done anything like that?
No, never. I don't use a calendar for anything. I just roll with it.
But if anybody listening does, jump on the website in the comments, throw us a comment.
Yeah, let us know. I'd go with Google. It's just reasonably
I'd
easy,
probably
and you share it.
Well, because I'm pretty comfortable with Google, you know.
Yeah, I love them harvesting my data. I don't mind. I don't mind them. Facebook, I don't know.
Yeah, Facebook gets more of your data than anybody else.
Actually, did you hear about the new Facebook thing? What they're going to do in emergencies?
No,
and it's worldwide, like every user. So if there's an earthquake here in New Zealand, they know roughly where you are, either from geolocation on your phone or your IP address or whatever. They will send out a thing and say, hey, are you okay? And then when you say, yeah, I'm all fine, it publishes that to your timeline. So all your friends and family know you're okay. And that all came about from the earthquakes in Japan, I think.
Wow.
But it's everyone. So how many, I don't know, billions?
Yeah, billions.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. We need to get better microphone stands too.
we do. It's a bit awkward at the moment.
It's a little bit uncomfortable, and if you hear us sort of fading out, it's because we can't hold our same position for too long.
Yeah,
and then move.
Any second now, I'm going to get cramp in my leg and flail around on the floor.
I did have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, but I can't immediately recall what they were specifically.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, I was telling you earlier that yesterday I went to indoor trampoline park.
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton's ended up... We're in Hamilton, by the way, in New Zealand.
Yeah, not the Canadian one.
No, that's been terrible over there today.
Oh, what?
Oh,
the Ottawa thing, yeah.
It's been no good. Hopefully they sort that out quickly. But went to the trampoline park. Hamilton's ended up with 2. You know.
They opened at the same time, right? Roughly.
Yeah, I think so. And the one I went to is the one that's also in Auckland. It's called Jump.
Is that the one in Ellis Street?
Yeah, I went to the Ellis Street one. Yep. The other one.
That's the only one I know about. Yep.
The other one's Sunshine Ave if you're looking for alternative trampoline parks. So, according to the guys there, 10 minutes of jumping around is equivalent to 30 minutes of running hard out. I will agree with that. I was stuffed in about 4 minutes. But it's pretty cool. They've got all sorts of stuff. They've got basketball hoops that you can slam dunk into, foam pit that you can jump into and do flips that take you forever to get out of. They've got 2 separate courts for dodgeball. One's normal dodgeball, which has got flat trampolines, and then the other one's extreme dodgeball. And that involves half the trampolines on an angle. I think I was the only I would have been the oldest person on this tramp place, including all the people that work there, because most of them look like they're about 16, 17. Yeah, it was great fun, hopping around, and we went into the dodgeball court, and there was all these kids in there running around, and me and my daughter were running around, and the guy he's branding these balls at people like, man, this guy's got an arm on him. He's throwing these balls. But the thing is, he's ultra accurate, so he can throw it and miss all these kids. It was really impressive. I think he smashed me in the face once with the ball.
Wow. Oh, I want to do that. I want to take some cameras in and we should do something.
You're not allowed your cell phones on the tramps. So I'm bounding along, trying to record myself bounding along, and the guy comes up and he says, "You got to put your phone away." He goes, "You can record from the sideline, but you can't have it on the tramps."
Yeah.
And then I looked over and I looked at their big wall of 22 rules or whatever it is of stuff you're not allowed to do. So
yeah,
didn't really pay much attention to that to begin with.
Yeah, no, I reckon we got to work out some sort of funny skit or something and go and film something up there.
Yeah,
they'll be into that. We can make a viral video with something.
Yeah, I think so. They've posted a video on their Facebook page, and it's like the fastest trampoline or something, and this guy runs all the way around the outside. It's pretty cool.
On the angle?
Yeah, on the angle. Like, he runs so fast, he just keeps going.
Far out.
Well, the trick is you have to wear their special socks. You can't just wear normal socks.
So when you go there, they give you socks. Like
Yeah,
when you go Tempen bowling or whatever.
Yeah, well, apparently the other place you can just wear any socks, but this place, Jump, has its own special socks. They're fluorescent green, and then they've got purple writing and stuff underneath, and they're like real grippy.
Okay.
So if you do run up the wall, you won't slide down.
Right. And can you buy these special socks, or are they only available for rent?
No, you get them.
Oh, you keep them?
So if you don't have socks, they charge you an extra $1.50 for the hour. Yeah. So somehow you're supposed to keep track of these little socks for the.
Well, it's like the
once in a blue moon you might go there.
The 3D movie glasses, of which I've got 6 pair in my glove box in my car or something. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? What are you up to? What projects are you into at the moment? Anything? Got anything going?
Oh well, it's giant pumpkin growing season, so just kick that off. Well,
Yep.
Everyone else has kicked that off. I might do something this weekend, but yeah. So I grow giant pumpkins.
Giantpumpkins.co.nz.
Yeah, that's right. So we grow now and we finish in March, and a lot of people, lots and lots of people want pumpkins to carve for Halloween. It's just not happening at the moment in New Zealand.
Yeah, so what have you got coming up this season for pumpkins? So we've still got the Pumpkin Carnival, the Great Pumpkin Carnival.
The Great Pumpkin Carnival, Hamilton Gardens, 29th of March 2015. We've worked it out. It's our 6th year doing that.
Oh, cool. And if you've never been, if you're listening to this and you're in the Waikato region and you've never been, you've got to go along just to see the pumpkin rolling at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got a 400-kilo pumpkin rolling down a hill. It doesn't go very far before it starts bursting apart and flying into spectacular smithereens.
Yeah, that's why everyone comes. They want to see them all smash up. Unfortunately, not many people want to pick up the mess at the end.
I don't know. You've done pretty well the last couple of years.
Yeah, not too bad.
With a little competition for the kids to
a little competition
to pole them all up. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And what else? What else have you got on the pumpkin thing? Are you going to be paddling any pumpkins this year? Do you think?
No, probably not. We're just having to think about different promotions that we possibly could be doing.
Okay, so we don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody.
Well, I'm not going to. No, the surprise isn't too bad. It's just I don't want to let people down if I can't pull off what we're trying to do.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll leave that for now. So what about me? Well, I have been doing these movies. Getting right into the movies at the moment. So we've got Red on the Green, which I got
roped in to be an extra. I think you can see the back of me in one shot.
Yeah,
I'm too young.
Yeah, but it's this is for Tropfest. Tropfest is the largest short film competition in the planet, and we did quite well last year. We put something together called "You Only Die Forever," which you can look up on YouTube if you like.
Put a link to it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll do that. And we did pretty well with that. We were a finalist and we won an award for Best Special Effects. And it was pretty cool. So the thing is to try and do as well or better this time. And that's a hard ask. So we have done a sort of a homage to the Westerns, the old spaghetti Westerns. But it's based in a, a lawn bowls club.
And the thing that got me was how into it all these actual lawn bowlers were. Like they're pushing it. They're a bit old, and they just love this sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the most exciting thing that's happened to Ohaupo Lawn Bowls Club in the last 50 years.
That's probably true.
It is probably true. But, we had a bunch of theatre actors, and the oldest, the villain, is 88 years old, I believe. And the hero was 84, I believe. And the slapper, because you've got to have one of those in a Western film, she was 77. So
I didn't realise that she was like I thought she was just I thought you know how I came along and there was like a few extras.
Yeah,
I thought she was an extra.
Yeah, because we weren't using her at that day.
No.
Yeah.
So it sort of threw me a little bit because you couldn't work out who was doing what. But that's right.
Yeah, well, you came in quite late into the piece, obviously. But yeah, was it fun coming in for a day, doing something different?
Yeah, I don't mind helping out with the whole film thing, which is pretty good. And so, when's that coming out? What's the projected?
So it has to be handed in by I think it's the 5th of January. It's the end of the year, basically, anyway. And so we're in post-production now. In fact, this afternoon, after we record this, I'm going to a studio and we're doing some Foley. You can come along as well if you like.
Yeah, I'm going to come and just stare at like proper mixing desks and maybe look at how their levels are set and go, I wonder if that'll work. Might take some photos. I don't know how that'll go down.
Yeah, I know, totally do that. But I don't know that we've got a technician there, so we might be just working it all out ourselves.
Okay, this is getting better by the second. And then instantly me and you are the experts. We've just been using a mixing board. And
microphones, yeah. So anyway, so we've got Foley. So we've got post-production, but bottom line is it won't be I'm hoping it won't be available to the public till after Tropfest has been, because what happens is they choose the 16th finalists, they publish everybody else online, or they allow you to publish online if you're not a finalist. We want to be a finalist again. And if we're a finalist, we're not allowed to show it to anyone publicly until the day of the competition.
That makes sense, but it'll be really cool to see.
Yeah. And so it was huge last year, just putting your film, which is, maximum time of 7 minutes, which we squeezed our film into 7 minutes. It was 15 minutes.
Yeah, you had a bit of trouble last year, eh?
Yeah.
Lots of editing
to get it down. It was 15 minutes before we edited, and we had to get it down to 7. So we did right. But, 8,000 people live watching it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was huge. It was just, oh my God, it was amazing. But, and it was a great weekend. And it's such a small industry, the film industry, and you really realise that when you go to a thing like that. Yeah,
definitely. Especially the homegrown, what do I want to call it? Homegrown?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I don't want to say amateur, that's wrong. I want to say homegrown film culture.
Yeah. It is a small group of people, but even not, so we met Jermaine Clement and Cliff Curtis and Taika Waititi after they did the vampires. Yeah. And, because it is that small sort of group,
It definitely is. And I know with what you guys are doing, you're always pooling resources and pulling people in and, finding out who's got what equipment. Because
we got no money.
Yeah, well, that's right. But not one person doesn't have everything.
Yeah.
You just can't afford it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got lights. I don't even know how to use them.
You got light bulbs today. What more do you need? But the light bulb thing's quite interesting. You said you get 10 light bulbs shipped from China for the price of 1.5 here in New Zealand.
Yeah. And they don't last very long. These are 800 watt red head halogen lights. And the last one that exploded, were you there?
No.
It was one of the filming days. And it was this huge bang, and because it had just been on for a while. And we turned around, and one of the guys went to change it. Of course, it was the last bulb, so we've been without a red head for a bit. And but it's got a wire mesh in front of it. The wire mesh bent.
Wow, I mean, that probably doesn't do that on the really high grade professional stuff. But when you're getting top quality, good price equipment out of China,
Yeah, well,
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. But yeah, so the film's going well, and so we've got the Star Wars film as well as this Red on the Green, which is our Tropfest film. They're both going on at the moment, and that's keeping me pretty busy.
Yeah, that's awesome. When's the full movie for the Star Wars Rejects coming out?
So, Star Wars Rejects. Star Wars Outcasts.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was Rejects. Oh, my God. It should have been Rejects.
#SW Outcasts.
Outcast.
That's the hashtag. #SW Outcast. StarWarsOutcast.com. So we will have 2 episodes out before Christmas. We will have the next 3 episodes out, hopefully, by June.
Very good.
And then we will have the full featurette out, definitely before next Christmas.
And that sounds like ages away, but when you're working on a project and you're doing things and you're trying to do the best you can and get it, and just trying to organize people, because I think that's one of my biggest problems when you're working on a big project, is people have to give up their weekends or time after work or whatever, and that can cut into other things like family time and whatever. But, a year, it doesn't take long to plow through.
It's taken so much longer than we thought to get the stuff we've got done. And part of it is a learning curve too, because none of us are professional, really. Roy's the only one that's done real schooling on how to do prosthetics and stuff like that. He did special effects stuff. But yeah, we're pretty much picking it up as we go. If anybody is in the Waikato area and is really good with a camera, we'd love a DP, a director of photography.
Yeah, that's always something that you're trying to...
We're always short, but I guess that's an in-demand thing.
So, that's pretty good. That's sort of what we've been up to, and a little, what do you want to say, taster of the podcast. Hopefully this comes out all right. I don't want to sit here and record all this again. No, I don't. That sounds bad. I just want to get on with more future.
Yeah. There are other things we can talk about.
Yeah, and I think we're running out of time for...
Yeah, well, I think we've done a good intro as to what we're doing. I mean, it's a bit random, and that was the whole point.
Yeah. So, I'm Sam.
And I'm Chris.
And this has been...
The Chris and Sam
Podcast. We'll check you out next time. Make sure to check out the website, thechrisandsampodcast.com. All the links and show notes will be underneath the audio.
And depending on what you're listening to this on, whether you're listening it to on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever, just subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, that'd be great. And let us know what you think.
Yeah, love to get some feedback.
Okay, until next time, I'll see ya.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tell your friends.